everyone, my name's Danielle and welcome to another episode of Board Game Bakes. This is a fun show where we make board game themed pieces and components in edible form. You may be wondering, why is she dressed up like the Phantom of the Opera? It's a good question all around, but Phantom is one of my favorite villains or anti-heroes, depending on how you look at it. And this week we're going to do Villainous. I've been very excited to get to do Villainous and make our own cookies. I have to admit, I'm definitely one of those people who have been brainwashed by Disney, affectionately. I grew up watching Disney movies. I still watch Disney movies. I have my kids watch Disney movies. I love pretty much all things Disney. So I was really excited to finally get to make these Villainous cookies. I made a cookie for each of the villains in the base game, and it's a spiced brown sugar cookie, so it's perfect for fall. Let's get started. Here are the ingredients that you're going to need to make your cookies. I'll also put them down in the description below. The first step you're going to do is to combine all of your dry ingredients together, and then you want to give it a quick whisk to combine it. Now you're going to do the usual first step of making cookies and cream together your butter and your sugars. So I add the granulated and the brown sugar now. Now it's time to add our egg, vanilla extract. You give it another mix before we start adding all of our flour. Here it goes, flour! This is a very hefty dough, so if it's a little crumbly, it's not just you. Here are all the stencils that I drew based on the Villainous figures. I'm using the stencils from before when we make the cookies as pseudo cookie cutters. First step is you want to roll it into a ball. And do yourself a favor and put some flour on so it doesn't stick to the mat. You want to roll it out till it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. Now I'm just lining it up with all the stencils that I made, and I'm using a paring knife to cut them out. So I'm doing this in lieu of having an actual cookie cutter. If people are interested in the stencils below and comment, then maybe I could find a way to publish it somewhere. It takes a lot more time than doing a cookie cutter, but it's a lot easier than trying to find cookie cutters like this. Then you'd probably use a 3D printer. There you go, it's an Ursula. Here's our cookies, and they're ready to be baked. You want to bake them at 350 degrees for 9 to 12 minutes. Now it's time for the fun part, decorating! I decided it'd be a lot easier myself if I outlined the shapes with an edible marker first before doing the royal icing outline. So once it was outlined in edible ink, then I outlined it in black. And this is for Jafar. So this image is based on his little figure in the Villainous game. Once it was all filled in, then I did the red eyes and red parts of his turban, and then filled in black. And both of those were of a flooding consistency. And then I made a gold color to do for the base of the staff, or the base of the cookie. And I had to flood it in. Once it's dried, I tried adding some more additional details with the edible marker. And he has a yellow jewel on his nose. So once that dried, I outlined that as well. Now I'm drawing the outline for the shape for Prince John. His piece in the game is a ruby with a crown on it. So I decided to outline it all in black so I could fill it and do more details later. So we're filling the ruby in with blue. And the crown is yellow. Filling can be very relaxing, especially when you want to do too much. Now it's adding little details for the crown. And now I guess the most difficult part is to try and get the line straight so that it looks like an actual gem. Ta-da! Next, this is the Queen of Hearts. So this is also based on her figure piece. So it's a heart with a crown on it. Next step after it's drawn is to outline it in black. It's a little hard for me to try and get the exact heart shape, but still turned out. I'm filling the crown in with the yellow. The center in with white. The outer circle with red. A lot of filling in. The nice thing about this cookie is that there aren't really any additional details once you're done filling things. And I just filled in the extra bit with black. Now this one's Ursula. So she doesn't involve that much drawing beforehand. You just gotta get her hair and have an idea where you want your tentacles. I decided to just outline the whole base of Ursula, and then I figured I could add more tentacle details later. For her hair, I decided to do a mixture of white filling, and then I'm going to use some gray to add some of the lines in her hair. Ta-da! Now I'm filling the rest of the body with black. So it's a lot of black. Ursula and Maleficent have a lot of black in them. Now it's time to add the fun details. So it's a little hard to see here, but I drew on the little black outlines. This way it looks like the tentacles. And now this one is Captain Hook. And this is also based on the figurine, so it's the hat with the feather, and then his scarf on his vest. This one's fun too. Well, fine. They're all fun. But you just have to have some favorites. So once it's all outlined, I filled in the middle part. And then filled in the feather. And once again, I did some wet on wet techniques to try and get it to look more like a feather. So I just did a line down the center and pulled away from the line to give it more of a feathered look. Next I went with red and filled in the jacket and the hat. And then, like the Queen of Hearts, I just filled in the empty space with black, since it is villainous. And the final detail is to add the lines for a scarf, so this way it looks like Captain Hook. This one's Maleficent. So first we're outlining the horns, and then the part of her outfit. And this one's a little hard to do because her horns are pretty much black. So we're going to actually fill in the middle with some gray. This way you can at least see the horns. Filling in the hole. Gotta spin it. And then here's the dark gray color that just adds a little bit of definition instead of having the whole cookie be black. And then the purple. Give her a little bit of color on this cookie. Now time for the Final details. There's a little lines on her horns. Yay! There she goes. Thanks for watching this video on how to make your own Disney Villainous cookies. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like seeing the Disney Villainous cookies, comment below and let me know if I should do any of the expansions. I think there's 3 expansions and also a Marvel expansion. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see those. And while you're down there, please hit subscribe. Keep playing games and keep them sweet. Bye!